Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing one of my favorite kind of videos. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite fall polishes. So these are going to be like all time. I did one of these last year and some of them have changed a little bit. There's a few that are the same. Companies come out with new ones and sometimes some of my favorites get kind of pushed to the side. And then some are a little bit harder to find. And then some I've just stuck with for years and I just love them. You can check out that if you want. I'll put a link down below. So these are my all-time, like I said, and a lot of new ones, of course, that have come out from collections this year because we've had a lot that I have reviewed. A lot of good collections this year. There's a lot of polishes in here, you guys. Fall is my favorite time to wear polish just because I love kind of the dark, moody colors, and there's 50, you guys. But I'm going to go through them pretty quickly and bust through them. I'll have links to all of them down below. I'll mention if they're a little bit harder to find. All that I have in here I think I could find. It just, some of them I had to hunt a little bit, or Amazon usually has things, but most of them are available at Beyond Polish. I have a coupon code for that if you shop there. I do have links at other places too, but if you shop at Beyond Polish, make sure to use my code GALA-10 for a 10% discount on full priced items. Also, I wanted to mention this code works for Beyond Polish Canada as well. I've never mentioned that, so make sure you use that if you purchase any of these. Okay, I'm excited. Let's begin. We're gonna start out with like the kind of lighter nude pink purples, kind of the dusty nudes. First we have Orchestrated style, and this is from the new Opulent Opera collection that just came out. That's like my most recent review. It is a beautiful kind of toned down peachy nude shade. It is kind of like the calm down version of Talk to the Sand, which was one of my favorite polishes last year. Well, it was the favorite polish of mine last year. So I love it because it reminds me of that. It's just kind of like the fall winter version. So I love this so much. The formula is fantastic. I mean, it is a little bit craylish. That's how it's meant to be. So it's going to take like 3 coats to build up. I don't know. It's just worth it. I just love nudes in the fall. So this is a really good one. And then I have Go Go Geisha. This has been a favorite of mine since it has come out. It's a beautiful kind of dusty pink with a touch of purple, and it's the perfect kind of muted nude shade for fall, which are my favorites, obviously. And that fall 2016 collection was so good. It had a lot of great polishes in there. I think Udon No Mi, I thought about pulling that in, but I don't wear a ton of blue during the fall, but that is a good one if you love blue. They have a really great purple one in there. Plain Koi was in that collection, although I didn't add that one in this review. But anyway, that is a really great collection, and I have a review of that collection, so I will put all the reviews that I have down below and you can go and check those out and look at the comparisons, and they're just really helpful if you want to go back and really dig into old polish collections. Okay, so this is a really fantastic one. This is Don't Bossa Nova Me Around, and it is a beautiful kind of dusty shade. It's maybe slightly more purple than the other one, or I don't know. They're a little different. I think I'm going to put a comparison up of these first 4 that I'm talking about so you guys can see the differences, but they're slightly different, and that's why I like all of them. If you like OPI, then you're going to like this one. If you like Essie, you'll probably like Go Go Geisha, or maybe you need both, who knows. But this one's really fantastic too. The formula is really great, and I've worn this one a lot. And then we have Morgan Taylor Keep 'Em Guessing, and this one is a beautiful kind of purpley mauve shade that's a little bit muted, but it also has a little bit of taupe in it, which sets it apart. So it looks kind of grayish actually, which I really love. And this is a new one from their new fall collection that just came out, the No Boundaries collection. I have a review of that collection. I'll put the link down below, but it's just so beautiful. It goes on so nicely, and I just love these kind of muted nudes, obviously. So I'm going to put a little comparison shot up here super quick just so that it's helpful for you guys. So of course you can see how peachy Orchestrated style is. And then Go Go Geisha is a little bit more pink than Don't Bossa Nova Me Around, but as you can see they're kind of close. And then Keep 'Em Guessing is close as well, but it's just a little bit more gray. So that's that comparison for you. Hopefully that was super helpful. You can maybe pause that and look at that, but I'm going to really try to move through this video quickly. And then we have Pink on Canvas. This is from OPI. It's a beautiful dusty pink. It's so beautiful. So this is more pink than those other ones that I just showed that are a little bit more purple taupey. I love a muted pink, and I'm just really looking forward to wearing this one. I do have comparisons on that review. This is from the new fall collection that just came out, the new Downtown LA collection. There are a few polishes I think that are kind of close to this, but I really love this version, and it has a really fantastic formula. Now we're going to go into the dusty purples, and they're a little bit darker than the ones that I just talked about, and there's quite a few of them. First up is Essie Just The Way You Arctic, and this is the lightest out of the bunch that I'm going to show you. It's a little bit darker than the ones that I already talked about, and it's a little more purple, and it is so good, you guys. This is one of my favorites. I've used this in some nail art designs, I think, and if I have any nail art designs that I have, I'll put those up too as I'm talking about these, as well as like a swatch of each color. And it's from the Winter 2018 collection. I love to start out with kind of lighter shades, and as we get deeper into fall and into winter, I like to go a little bit darker, so I kind of like to start out with these. I think they're a good transition color from summer to fall. And this next one is Right As Rain, and this one is so good. It's from their new OPI Nature Strong collection. I have a review of that new line. It's a natural origin lacquer, and they're vegan and everything, and I have a whole review of that talking about it. I'm not going to give you that whole spiel, but I had to pick one from that, and this is just a little bit different from that other one, and I will put a comparison up for you guys to see, but it's a dusty mauve with a lot of purple. And it's a little bit cooler, so it's a little bit different. I love this one so much. I'm really excited to wear this one. This is a must-have, I feel like. Have you guys tried the Nature Strong polishes? They're so, so good. And then going a little bit darker and a little more purple is Warm and Toasty Turtleneck. If you are a polish lover and you don't have this color, you're missing out. Because this is like a cult favorite. It's been around for a long time. This came out in the Winter 2013 collection. It is available on Amazon, so I'll put a link to that. And it's so good. Everyone just needs to try this out in the fall. It's a perfect fall shade. Then we have something that's a little bit darker and a little bit cooler, and actually has a little bit of shimmer. So this is Addio Bad Nails Ciao Great Nails. It's very interesting. This came out last year in the Muse of Milan collection for 2020 fall winter. It just has an interesting finish and texture to it, and I think you can see it pretty good in the picture. Hopefully you guys can. But it's just so cool, and it's a little bit darker. It is a little bit different than all these. I know obviously I love to wear these kind of dusty purples because I have a lot of them here, and I really couldn't narrow down which is my favorite because I like them all for different reasons. And then I thought this would be good because it'd give you guys options as well. But this one's really cool. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit set apart than the other ones. We'll talk about those differences in a second. And then we have Olive and June Art Class, and this is along the same kind of lines as the one we just saw, but this is darker than those other ones. So it's so good. Olive and June did a really good job with their fall collection. I do only have this one from it because they are kind of close to other ones I chose over theirs, but this is the star of their new fall collection. I also have a review of that collection, and you can check it out down below. It's a good one. I had a hard time narrowing it down, and some of those did get taken out, but this is one of my favorites from that collection. So we got the lightest one here for this comparison with Just The Way You Arctic, and as you can see, it is dusty, and it Right As Rain is pretty close to that, but it's just a touch different. It's a little bit more cool toned. And then Addio Bad Nails Ciao Great Nails, you can see, is a little bit darker. Of course, it has that it's not texture, it just looks like texture, and then it has a little bit of shimmer in it that you can't really see, but it really makes this polish very interesting. It was one of my favorites from last year, probably my favorite fall polish from last year. Warm and Toasty Turtleneck, which is more purple and a little bit darker as well. And then we have Essie Merino Cool, which is another cult favorite. This is just so good, probably one of my favorites because it's a little bit darker, and like I said, as it gets into winter, I like to get a little bit darker, and some of these might pop up on winter too. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see what I put in winter because I kind of wear the same things in fall and winter. This one's a little bit deeper than those other ones. And then we have Smokin Hot, which is also a cult favorite from Essie. Essie does these moody purples very well, and this one's a little cooler toned as well. It's kind of like a dark slate gray with purple. It's just really cool, and you have to have this. This is from the Essie Winter 2010 collection, so this one has been around for a really, really long time, but Beyond Polish does have it. So I will put a link to that below, so make sure to snag this one because if you're getting into nail polish, you don't want to miss this. And even with that skinny brush, I mean, the formula is so fantastic. It just goes on so nice. Here you can see the differences on these. I'll probably put 2 coats of Smokin Hot on this swatch so you can see it, but Merino Cool is the lightest, of course, and it's more mauve than the others. And then going a little bit deeper and more purple, you have Art Class, and then of course the darkest and richest is Smokin Hot, so you can see that there. Okay, I'm going to talk about yellow. This next one is China Glaze Autumn's Up. It's from their new Autumn Spice collection for fall 2021. I have to be in the mood for a yellow. I don't wear yellow often, mostly in the spring when they're lighter. I really have to be in the mood to wear a mustard yellow. Yesterday, I was swatching it on my hand and I really wasn't in the mood. So I almost thought I'm gonna throw this out, but then I'm like, no, other people like mustard yellow. And this is my favorite out of all the mustard yellows I have tried. They came out with one last year, but I like this one better. That one's called Mustard the Courage, but I like this one better than that one. So if you love mustard yellow, I'm sure a lot of people do, this is the one to get. It's a good one. It's perfect for fall. It's just the perfect time to pull it out. Next, we're gonna talk about sage greens, and I have two in here. I'm really loving sage green for the fall this year. I'm loving it as house decor. I'm loving it on my nails. I'm just loving it. Anyways, the first one I have is Beleaf in Yourself, and it is so pretty, you guys. It's a really nice sage green. It's a little bit dustier than the other one that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to throw up a comparison picture of a bunch of different sages that I have that I posted recently, just because I want you to see that even though they're similar, they're not exactly the same. This one's probably the dustiest that I have. I know this was from Target this year. This is a Target exclusive, so it's a little bit harder to find, and so that's why I put two in here, because I wanted to give you guys options. But you can also look at this comparison picture there and see which one you think you might want to grab that's available. Essie has quite a few of these, but they are slightly different, but I really love sage green for fall. And this next one is Bring Down the House, and this is from the new Opulent Opera collection that just came out from Essie Gel Couture, my favorite nail polish line. This is so beautiful. It totally reminded me of Sage You Love Me. That one's from the same line, but that one is a little bit lighter and a little bit more sheer. This one's perfect. You can even wear this in the winter or the spring or the summer. Like, it's one of those colors that you can just wear any time of the year. Okay, now we're gonna talk about green. Green's my favorite category, especially for fall. I probably wear it more in winter and I get into the really rich, darker greens later, but I do have a few darker ones in here. So I'm gonna start with Sagebrush, and I mean, this is kind of like a gray color, but it also has a lot of green undertones in it, and so I just kind of threw it in this category because it was the only gray that I had, and I just love it. This is from the Desert Muse collection that came out last year, and that collection, everybody went a little crazy over it. They did such a good job. They really killed it. I loved every polish in that. If you still haven't got your hands on that, you can still get it. It's still available at Beyond Polish, but I really liked it a lot better than this year's collection. In fact, I don't have any polishes in here from this year's collection. I like them. I thought they were pretty good, but they're really bright, and I'm just ready for some more muted colors, and that's exactly what their collection was last year. So it's really good. I love this one. The formula is fantastic. It's pretty much opaque in one coat, but of course I always do too, and it's good. And another one from this year, from the new Downtown LA collection, is My Studios on Spring. And I love this green. It's a little bit cool toned, which I love. So it's almost like teal, but like not white. It doesn't have enough blue on it to like be teal. Let me show you teal. There, you can kind of see that. But I like it because it's kind of on the verge, which is kind of cool. So sometimes it looks kind of blue and sometimes it looks green. But anyway, love this one. And it's a little bit lighter, so I'd like to wear it kind of early fall because I'm a dork. Later, I'll pull out some of the more olive greens that I'm going to talk about next. But this one's so good. So good. There were a lot of good ones in that collection. I have a review of it, of course, so go watch that review. And then we have Suzi, the First Lady of Nails. And actually, Suzi, the founder of OPI, said these next two greens were her favorite from last fall, I think. Anyway, which I found kind of interesting because they're my two favorite OPI greens too. Well, now I can add My Studios on Spring. But this one is really good. It's definitely an olive green. It has more of a yellow tone to it. I kind of like the cooler tone better, but I do like this one if I'm going to go for like a more yellow toned one. Green bottles always get kind of discolored. I don't know why, but you'll see it in the swatch picture. I don't know what else to say about all these. I'm not one to use the word I'm obsessed, but I love these greens. So this is from the Washington DC 2016 collection. That collection was fantastic too, and I have a review of that one. It had a lot of really good ones that I was tempted to put in. I think some are a little bit hard to find now. I did find it on Amazon, and sometimes if they're like, if I see them on Amazon and they're like bestseller, then I feel like I can purchase them. Does that make sense? But if there's only like a shop that's selling it that has like, oh, one or two left, then I get a little leery. So I am going to link the ones that say like bestseller because I know they're probably going to be legit. Does that make sense? So I am kind of careful when I link on Amazon, just so you guys are aware, because this one is a little bit harder to find because it's a little bit older. And then things I've seen in Aber-green is one of my favorites. It's a cooler toned green. It's a little bit darker and richer, but it's not dark enough that it looks like black. It's from the Scotland 2019 collection. That collection was fantastic too. Pretty sure I have a review of that one. If I do, I'll link it down below. I can't really think of what other colors were in that one. I'll have to look it up because that has me curious. I love this. I gotta put it on next. And I am gonna throw in a comparison picture just because I know you guys find that helpful. I want you to see the difference in those so you can see that the Sage brush has a little bit more of like a gray blue tone, even though it does have some green undertones. And then my Studios on Spring, of course, has more blue for sure. And then Suzi, the First Lady of Nails, is more yellow tone. And then the cooler tones you can see here in things I've seen in Aber-green. Okay, let's talk about turquoise now because that kind of goes along with blues and greens. And the first one I'm going to talk about is, oh yeah, OPI Grabs the Unicorn by the Horn. It's so good, you guys. I love this blue. It's like a cornflower blue. It's a little bit acrylyish, so it builds up and it's a little bit squishy looking. Oh, I did a really fun nail art design with this when it came out. I didn't look up what collection this was from. I missed this one, so I will put it up here so you guys can see that. It's a really good blue. I was going to throw on here Udon No Mi from Essie, but I don't know. I'm just finding I like the darker blues better, and I don't wear blue often. I'm kind of picky about blues. I love this one though because it's kind of a mid-tone. It's not as dark, but now we're going to get into some more like teal polishes. So one of my favorite teals is Drama at La Scala, and this is beautiful. It's the perfect shade of teal. It's from the 2020 Muse of Milan collection. That was a really good one from last year. I don't know what else to say about teal, but it's good to wear in fall. It looks really good against colorful leaves. I think I remember taking pictures of that last year, and things like that just make me happy because I'm weird, but you guys are weird too, so you totally get me. That's a good one. And then I wanted to mention this one, All Hail, I said that wrong last time, All Hail Queen Mother Earth, and it is really good. It's from the new OPI Nature Strong collection, and it's pretty much almost the same as this one. It's maybe a touch lighter, but if you really like that new clean vegan line, then you're really gonna like this one. So I really wanted to mention it because it's that same color tone and it's like my favorite type of teal. I think in the summer I like more green teals, in the winter I like more blue teals. But you can wear them anytime you want. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, what should we talk about next? Let's talk about, since we're talking about blues, hey Popper. Since we're talking about blues, let's get into the dusty blues, which are some of my favorites too, and I have a lot. The first one I'm going to start with is OPI Heart DTLA. This is from the Downtown LA collection that was just released this year. Like I said, there were a lot of good polishes in there. I have a couple that I pulled from there. I love this one. It's probably showing up a little more purple here, but it's a little more blue. So definitely you look at it and it's kind of like a gray blue. And a lot of companies have been coming out with a lot of gray blues. This one's probably the lightest and leans a little bit more blue than the rest, and I just love it. I thought about adding also the new one from the Belief in Yourself collection, You're a Natural, but that one's a little bit more purple, and for me, it just screamed more spring to me, and so I didn't throw that one in this pile, but I just wanted to mention it because if you like more purple tones, you'll probably like that one. That one's a Target exclusive though. But anyway, back to this one because this one I like more than that one, and this is in the running for one of my favorite fall polishes for this year. So this year I'm going to pick one from each season and then reveal them at the end of the year so you guys know which were my favorites. I thought that would be kind of fun, and this is in the running for that. Then I have High End Note, and this one's going a little bit darker and a little bit more gray, so a little bit moodier. I love this one, you guys. This is from the new Opulent Opera collection that was just released that I talked about earlier. I think I have like 3 or 4 from that collection in here. It's so good. You need to watch that review because you'll probably want to pick up the whole collection, even though some are kind of similar to things that they've had, but some of them are a little bit different, so they've kind of knocked out some of my other favorites that I've had. This one's really good. You don't want to pass this one up. And then Less Is Norse. This is one of the first polishes that made me fall in love with polishes like this. This one came out in the Iceland 2017 collection, and I've been in love with these shades ever since. This one's a little bit darker and richer, and so I'm liking these kind of lighter toned, moodier ones. Actually, I take that back. Petal Pushers was the one that really made me love shades like that. That was the first one, and these are a little bit more purple and darker than that one, and I almost put that in but I didn't because I really kind of like DTLA and High End Note a little bit better than that, so I didn't include that one. So these kind of knocked that one out, although I just do still love that one. It's just a little bit more gray tone, so it is a little bit different. But anyway, this one's good. It's a little darker and richer, and you need it too. You need all these, guys. Go get them. Unless you're trying to not spend money on polish, I don't want you to break your promise, okay? Be good if you're trying to be good. And then we have Force of Nature, which is along the same lines, and I'll put a comparison up so you guys can see this. This is pretty close, but this is from their Nature Strong line. This one's maybe a little bit darker and a little bit more gray. I had to throw it in here because I love that new line. I'm really glad that they included that in there because I think it's one of the best polishes that OPI has come out with. Less Is Norse, so I'm glad that they included one that was similar to that in this line. And the darkest navy blue that I have here is Bobbing for Baubles. What I like about this navy blue is it has a little bit of gray in it. It's a little bit muted, and so I like that for fall, and then I like the kind of richer, deeper navies for winter. So this one is a little bit more hard to find, but I think I did find it. I found it on Amazon. It's from the Winter 2011 collection. So this has been around for a long time too. It's been a favorite of mine for a while and it's worth picking up. Now we're going to talk about one of my other favorite shades to wear, and that's kind of like a mauve-y brown. So we're going to go into the brown category. We're going to start with this one. This one is called Rooting For You. This is also in the running for my favorite fall polish of this year because it's from the Belief in Yourself collection that was the Target exclusive as well. Like I said, that collection was really great too. It's a little bit lighter than some of the other ones that I have, and it's just so good. So I think this is a good transition color as we leave summer and go into fall. Not much else to say. This one's a little bit more rosy toned, which I really love, and I think it looks really good against my skin tone. It's a little bit warmish and I like it. And then going a little bit darker than that, we have this beauty called Overture the Top, and this is from the Essie Opulent Opera collection. I think that's like the fourth or third one that I have in here. It's beautiful. Olive and June JJ is really fantastic too. If you're a fan of Olive and June, and that's a good one to get. That one is a little bit more brown and these are a little bit more mauve than that, and so that's why I didn't put that one in here, but it was in the running because it's a good one too. But I just really like this one a little bit better. This does dry down a little bit darker than it looks in the bottle, just FYI, so it doesn't have as much muted quality as you think it might, but it's really, really beautiful. This is a must-have. Of course, this is also in the running for my favorite fall polish for this year. And then we're getting a little spicier with Loves You a Latte, and this is a beautiful kind of spicy, pumpkin spicy, cinnamon, perfect fall color. Obviously, this is the one that I have on my nails because I just was really in the mood for it, and then I have some in my jacket, and so I thought it would be perfect for this video. So I was gonna put Orly Canyon Clay from the Desert Muse collection from last year because, like I said, that collection was fantastic, but I like this one a little bit better than that one. They are pretty similar. This one has more of a red base to it, and so I think this one kind of knocked that one over. They did a really good job with this collection. Love this one. It's just warm and cozy and makes you feel like you're just be cozy on the couch with a book or something. Now we're going to go into the darker browns. The first one I have here is That's What Friends Are, Thor. This is also from the Iceland Fall Winter 2017 collection. So here's another one for that one. Like I said, that one was really good. They're all really good. OPI always kills it in the fall. It's like my favorite time to wear OPI polishes is in the fall. They really do a good job. It's a good medium, so it's kind of warm, but it's also kind of cool. It's not too warm. This one's like really warm. And Cliffside Karaoke from OPI is really warm, and that's a good one too that I did not include, but I'm going to mention it because it's a good one. But this one's a little bit cooler than that, and I kind of like the cooler ones as we get into winter a little bit more. This is a little bit harder to find, but I think you need to go find it. I did find it on Trans Design, and I've shopped there before, so I know I can trust that site. So they have it, so I linked it there. And then we have Chronological Order. This is a beautiful, cool toned, like really, really cool toned brown. So I love, 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 love it. And it's very close to one of my all-time favorites, How Great Is Your Day, and that's been a favorite of mine for like years. But that one's pretty hard to find. So this is a good option to wear because it's a little bit easier to find. If you haven't tried wearing brown, I'm going to tell you to just go for it and try it because I really think you're going to like it. That's my challenge to you. If you've never worn brown polish because you think it's weird, put it on. It's such a classy color. Also, I should mention some blacks. I love China Glaze's Leather. I don't have that one. It's like leather or something like that. And that one's really good too. And then I love Essie Licorice. I didn't put those in here, but I'm going to mention them because I love to pull out black this time of year. And those are my two favorite. Oh, Liquid Leather. That's what it is. Those are my two favorite blacks. Okay, now we're going to talk about some like purple berry shades. Next we have OPI by popular vote, and this is from the Washington DC 2016 collection. It is a beautiful, beautiful shade. I love berries this time of year, like raspberry shades, and this one's a little bit more subdued and a little bit muted, and so it's so pretty. I kind of forgot about this one. I haven't mentioned it for a while, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, I need to add that one. It's so good. I usually usually wear kind of a lot of raspberry shades, and we'll talk about more of those here. They're a little bit deeper and richer, but this one's kind of a fun, more bright, kind of transitional shade. So it's fun to wear in like September-ish as we're getting into October. And Beyond Polish has this one. Like, I know I trust that place. So this one has that one. Go get it. This next one is Violet Visionary, and this is from their new collection that came out this year, the Downtown LA collection. And it's a really fun, vivid purple. I think this is also a great transitional shade. I love kind of bright purples against some of the neutral fall tones though, and I've worn purple quite a bit. This one kind of reminds me of Skating on Thin Iceland from the Iceland collection, which I really love, which is kind of hard to find. That one, of course, is a little bit more red and a little bit darker, but it kind of has that same brighter quality, yet it's slightly muted. So this is probably the only time you'll find me wearing like a rich purple, is just a little bit in the fall. So I wanted to add this one. And then I love these next two purples so much. They're a little bit cooler. This first one is Suzi and the Arctic Fox. This is so good. I kind of threw this in last minute last night when I finished kind of wrapping this up because I saw it in the corner and I was like, oh, I love that one. I'll have to put on here what collection it's from because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's kind of like a brown purple shade that's muted. It's kind of like the purple version of Less Is Norse. It has a little bit more blue than Smokin Hot, but it does kind of have that same vibe. So if you're an OPI fan and you want something that's kind of close to Smokin Hot, then this is the one to get. It's really, really good. And this purple is called Nice Set of Pipes. And this is from the Fall Winter Scotland collection. It's really good too. It does have like a smoky feel to it, but it's definitely more purple, and it has a little bit of a brightness to it, but yeah, it's still a little bit muted. So it's a perfect transitional shade too. A lot of these brighter ones kind of are, and I love me a good purple in the fall. This is Simply Radishing, and it is simply amazing. It's from the new OPI Strong collection. It's so beautiful. I'm going to show it next to pink on canvas to show you that it's kind of that same muted pink, but it's a little more mauve and darker. The vibes are kind of the same. So I love this one. This might be one of my favorites from that new OPI Strong line. It's a little bit different. I don't really have anything like it. At least I don't think that I can remember from my comparisons, but it's one of the first ones that I wore from that collection, and I think it's perfect for fall. It's so good. This is probably in the running for my favorite fall polish for this year too. And of course, everybody has to have this classic. This is Essie Bahama Mama. If you don't have this, then you need it. You gotta get it. It's been around for a long time. Everyone that's collecting polish has this. It's just really good. They keep making a lot of polishes that are very similar to this. They keep coming out, but I don't know, every time I use this one, the formula is really nice. It's a little buildable and a little bit crelly, and so it's just kind of uniquely itself despite having a lot of close cousins. And it's actually from a summer collection. It's from the summer 2007 collection, which I found interesting. I didn't know that. I really thought it was from a fall collection, but it's been around for a really long time. And then we have Echo Maniac. This is also from the Nature Strong line. This is also one of my favorites from that line. It's just a beautiful tone. It's quite a bit muted. It's like a beautiful muted raisin shade. It's a must-have too. Not much else to say to it, but just look at the beautiful swatch of that one. I have swatches of all 30 of these shades together on my Insta page you can check out. I just find that very helpful to have them like clumped together to help you decide which one you really want. Also, of course, the review is really helpful, but just having those pictures together is super duper helpful. And then we're getting richer and deeper because this is the time to pull those colors out. So this is Yes My Condor Can Do, and this one's a little bit more muted. It has a little bit more of a red tone to it. This is from the Fall Winter 2018 Peru collection, and it's been a favorite of mine ever since. So this is the most muted out of the bunch, and then as we get into these other ones, they're going to have more of like a glossy, rich formula. So this next one is Complimentary Wine. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I think this was my favorite from last year. I didn't really come out and say what my favorite of fall was, but I'm pretty sure this is it. I think I like this better than Lincoln Park After Dark, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. You need to go get this one. It's so good. It's like a raisiny, so it's a little more red leaning, but it's just a really dark, moody, vampy shade. And I'll put on here what collection it's from because I can't remember, and I missed this one too. Going through 50 polishes, finding what collections they're from. It takes a long time, and I skipped a few. If you get any out of here, oh man, you really got to get this one. And then we have Good Girls Gone Plaid. I believe this is from the OPI Scotland collection. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this one's a little bit harder to find too, but I did find it. I found it on Amazon, and it did say like bestseller, so I do trust that. And so you got to get this one before it's all completely gone, you guys. So this one compared to the other one has more of a purpley base instead of a red base. So Complimentary Wine has more of a red base. And this is just So, so good. Oh, I love this one too. This is probably my favorite from that year that it came out for sure. And then we have Lincoln Park After Dark, and this one's the deepest and richest. It's pretty close to Good Girls Gone Plaid. I would say Good Girls Gone Plaid is a little bit lighter, but of course you're really not going to be able to tell that difference. This one's more readily available. It's available on Amazon. I think it's sold out on Beyond Polish, and then Ulta has it, but it's kind of expensive. I don't think I would buy it there, but it is there if you get desperate. This is a really good classic. Everybody who has nail polish probably has this polish. It does have kind of a strong smell though, so I think I like Good Girls Gone Plaid a little bit better. Maybe because they keep making new bottles of it that it's better than it used to be, because mine's a little bit older, but it does kind of have a weird strong smell. So I'm not going to do a comparison picture of those just because it's going to be hard to see that, but hopefully the explanation of the different color tones helps you a little bit in deciding which one that you really want to get, because I don't think you're really going to be able to tell that in my photo. And then we have Off the Record. This is kind of along the same line as Bahama Mama, but this one's a little bit more red leaning, and the formula on this is fantastic. This is from the new High Voltage Essie Fall collection that came out this year. This is pretty much the only one that I really liked out of that one, and it is kind of similar to other Essies. The formula is so good, and it is a little bit more red toned, so I really liked it. They keep coming out with more, and then I just like that one better than the other one, and then better than the other one, and so this one's at the top now. So if you don't have any shades like this is a really good one to pick up. It's a little bit muted, more muted than some of those rich burgundy shades that are like this. So I kind of put it in the red burgundy category, and it's pretty. And then this has been a favorite of mine for a long time. This is Essie Gel Couture GALA-VANTING. It came out with like their original release a few years ago, and this is one of the first ones that I wore. Sometimes it looks purple, sometimes it looks red. It's deep and it's rich. I love to wear this on my toes, and obviously I love to wear it on my fingers too, but it's one of my favorite fall toe colors. It's so beautiful, and if you love that line, definitely grab this one because it's one of my favorites from that line. And then we have Modern Auburn from China Glaze. This is from their new Autumn Spice collection this year. It's so good. There's a lot of these kind of shades are more purple leaning and not red leaning, and so these are the three that I really like that are more red leaning, and this one's just beautiful. It's got a beautiful formula, and like I said, they did a really good job with this collection. Okay, we're down to 4 polishes. We're going to talk about reds, orangey reds and reds. Okay, the first one I'm going to talk about is Afternoon Escape, and this is from the new Morgan Taylor No Boundaries collection. There were a few oranges that were released. This is probably my favorite out of all of them. There was one in the Essie Opulent Opera collection, but I think I like this one better because it's a little bit spicy. So it has some like kind of brown spiciness in it. Great formula. I love Morgan Taylor. It's a great brand. Like if you haven't tried Morgan Taylor and you're kind of branching out, I would definitely try them. And they have a few in here of theirs. Really love their summer shades. They just kill it with their bright summer shades. They do good with their winter shades too. It's just, I just really love a lot of Essie and OPI. So anyway, shout out to Morgan Taylor, but this is a really beautiful orange. And then one of my favorite polishes ever to wear in fall is Essie Color Binge. It's so beautiful. It's like an orange that leans a little bit red, and it's bright, and I love to wear bright orange in the fall. It's one of my favorites. I've taken a lot of pictures with this up in the fall leaves. It's from the Essie Fall 2015 collection, and that was a really great collection. And this is one of my favorites. It's so good. I probably should grab me another bottle of it because I just don't want it to run out. And I know it's probably going to disappear soon. So get this one for sure. I love to wear like orangey reds in the fall. So these next reds that I have are a little bit more like true reds, and as it gets more into winter, I like to wear more like the raspberry red. But I put 2 in here so you had 2 different options. Coca-Cola red has been a favorite of mine for a long time, and I don't wear red often. I really don't. Just once in a while I put it on in the fall and the winter, but then when I was swatching these last night, and every time I swatch reds I'm like, oh, these are amazing, and then I just don't wear them. I don't know why. I need to wear them more. So this is another red that's beautiful. It's got an amazing formula. It's called Emmy Have You Seen Oscar, and this is from the OPI Spring 2021 collection, and it's so good. I just love these bright reds so much. I need to put this on. Maybe I'll put it on next. Do I go muted or bright? I don't know. It's so hard to decide. So those are really good reds that I would recommend. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was a lot to get through. And if you're still here, you're amazing, and you're a polish freak just like me if you're still here. But that's great. I'm glad you're here with me. I think it's so fun. These are some of my favorite videos to do. So hopefully that was fun and took you down memory lane a little bit. If you have some of these polishes, let me know some of your favorites down below. I can guarantee you that I missed some. I can guarantee you. I know some of you are going to bring some up and I'm like, yep, should have added that one, but that's okay. I think we're good at 50. Oh, this editing is going to take a while. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for always commenting and liking and subscribing. It's so fun to get to know all of you, and I hope you have a good day. We'll see you next time. Bye.